this is such a small home. I bet there's probably not too much on the inside though, and I'm right, there's just torches. Gerald, do you even live here? I mean, if you say so, but I'm gonna make a house that's so much smaller and is actually livable and has all the things you could possibly ever need. So for this, I'm going to try my best to make it only 2 blocks wide, however it's gonna be really tall. I mean, you could also count it as 3 since there will be a ladder on the side to climb up. For my very first layer, I'm going to make a little farm. I do think I will have to change the design though, because I'm definitely not gonna be able to climb up on seeds. So maybe I can have something more like this. Now, I'm not sure if this would technically be cheating or not, however, I do want these to grow, so I'm gonna place some water on the side. One of the issues I'm seeing with this now is that if I'm climbing up a ladder here, how am I going to get to the sides? So I'm thinking I'll expand it out the tiniest bit like this. So that way we'll be able to climb out and easily get to where you need to be. And in between each of these, I'm going to put these different types of furnaces for obviously when I need to smelt ores or food, because they coincidentally happen to fit in perfectly with all of these seeds. And I also added a crafting table at the bottom for good measure, and also because you always need to use a crafting table. Now for my next layer, I'm going to need to add my storage. But the main issue with this is that you can't place ladders on them. However, they can be stacked up rather nicely. The only issue I'm seeing is that this may not be enough storage for everything. I mean, that's only 6 chests after all, so maybe I'll keep building this a few more times. So now I have 18 racks of storage. Now, I mean, the most important thing you can include is a bed, because I mean, where else are you gonna sleep? But I'm thinking I'll probably add that on last, since there's no way you can put ladders on beds. And in most homes, people usually have pets. So I'll put one here for my dog, and I'll put one here for my cat. Now, although this probably isn't common in too many houses, but mine's gonna have a laboratory. And then I'll put one chest there so I can store all of my ingredients. And I'll follow this up with a little enchanting space. However, it won't be the most powerful considering there's no bookshelves. So I'll add the smallest amount. So hopefully that'll at least do something. And then I'll follow that up with a few anvils. And I think I'll put another crafting table in, considering the last one is all the way on the ground. Now, although this probably isn't really necessary like at all, I'm gonna add a little flower in. Mostly just so it looks so pretty. And now we are nearing the very top of this, which means we're gonna add some jukeboxes. So then hopefully you'll be able to hear the music anywhere from the tower. Now, although I probably should have put this a bit lower, the ender chest is going up here, although it probably would have matched a little better in the storage. This clock is probably the most useless thing I could have added, especially because you have to walk all the way around to even see it. Now, these next few will be for my armor, mostly so then I'll be able to show it off to everyone. However, these definitely would be better if they were enchanted, which brings me on to my very next layer. Now that there's 7 of them, I believe that should be enough to enchant these, at least to a good enough level. I'm going to alter the ground a slight bit by putting a beacon underneath. However, I decided I'm not going to do that because for some reason I forgot that beacon beams can't go through if there's got blocks above it. However, I'll place it on the side, which kind of counts as my home, but also not really. It's mostly just there so it's much easier to find it, especially if you're flying through the sky with elytras. However, I also may need a way to get wood, so I'll grow a little sapling. However, I'm not sure if the sapling will also be able to grow anymore, but at least we have a little bit of nature in here anyway. But I think now I'm finally going to add my bed. However, it still is not complete just yet. I'm adding a few headrests so you don't fall off, and also a little something extra so that you're able to climb up. So now I can build the slightest bit more. However, I will have to do a tiny bit of parkour to get here, but that's okay, because now for my very last and final layer will be some water, and I'm going to use this trident enchanted with Riptide to be able to get off here so much easier. However, it definitely doesn't work the same to get back up there. You will just have to use the slow method of the ladders. Now, apart from the leaves that have gone out from the tree, this is one of the tiniest homes ever. I mean, after all, it's only 2 blocks big. Hopefully Gerald will also like this. Okay, I know you can't even see the top of it, but do you think you'd probably live here? Oh, but why not? It's tiny and it has everything you could ever need. Yeah, right, let's go take a look at what you've built. Gerald, you can't be serious. That's just a bed with hay underneath. That's terrible.